How is it me?
Why do you always have service?
Yes!
We're trying to work here. I mean, we're trying to have fun here. I mean, we're trying to work here. Sure, there's still service out here. Welcome back, everybody. Arkansas Off-Road Recovery. We're back out in the Ozarks today, and we're actually going to go down a trail I went down back this summer, and there was a bunch of trees down on the main part of the road. Side by side's been creating bypasses around it. So we're going to go down with the tow truck and chainsaws and try to clear this out to get the main part of the road back open so people aren't creating bypasses. A lot of times that's why roads get closed in the Ozarks. If you start bypassing the road and going up and down hills, things wash out and they end up having to close the road because it's just tearing up the countryside. So we're going to go try to clear out the road. If it hadn't already been cleared out, we're going to see. It's a pretty spot down in here, so it's going to be fun. A little bit of a technical road. We're going to put the truck to the test a little bit driving this road. We got a backup truck we're leaving up here on top of the hill in case something goes wrong with this. So we're just going to leave this one up here in case we have any issues. But we're loaded up, chainsaws, ropes, everything, and we're going to go head down the trail and see if we can get this open back up.
And by in case, you mean inevitably.
It might be okay. It's running currently.
You sure?
Well, we've come to our first bypass here. This is a bypass that's been created over here, and this is actually the main road where all these trees have fallen on it, but nobody's cut them out of the way. This bypass is pretty well established, so I think we're just gonna cut these trees out of the way so the main road can be used. I don't know, it's kind of a little bit iffy on this one, which would technically be the road now, but we're just gonna cut the trees out of the way. We're not gonna block this one off because it looks like it's pretty basically the main road at this point, but we're gonna go ahead and clear these trees out of the way here. we got it cleared out. Didn't take too long. All the logs pushed off. So main road is technically open now. Bypass, I didn't block this one off, but we're gonna roll on down. There's some more spots like this down the road, so we're gonna head on down that way.
About the point in time when you need a roll cage.
Riding on the back to go from right now. All right, we're at the next spot here. This tree's fallen, it needs to be cut. Side by side's been cutting them a bypass around right here. So we're gonna cut this tree, winch it over and block off this bypass so it's not getting washed out anymore, and we'll just open the main road back up real quick. This one shouldn't be too bad. We'll cut a big chunk and then winch it over right over this bypass.
They make it look a lot easier in movies. Do we want to move the truck closer?
Nah. So we're gonna run snatch block off this tree and just try to pull this log over. If it'll go straight over to that side and open up the road here.
I would just like to point out the fact that that's a 20,000-pound winch that is struggling right now.
Well, we found another piece here. This one's fallen. I was down here about 5 or 6 months ago this summer, and this tree was not down because I drove through here and I didn't drive around that. So you can see in just a few months, live trees been cut and all that's been done just by this one tree being across. So we're gonna cut it, block the other path. Yeah. Kick that and see if it falls before I get my chainsaw stuck. Almost. Now kick it. Don't hurt yourself now. Oh. Just needs to roll a little bit. A little section.
Hang on, probably not. Definitely not.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to pick that up and move it up there. Let's cut it in half again. It's pretty dense. Kind of like us. No, muscle is way more dense than fat. New t-shirt coming out soon. How strong you feel today?
At the beginning of today, very. Right this very second?
Oh, it's not bad.
Not very.
You want to go forward or backwards? I'll go backwards. And I'll give you the heavy side.
I noticed that.
Try not to trip.
Yeah.
You want to overhead press it? Let's put it right there. Good news is, I'll pay for your gym membership this week.
That is this.
Sweet. This is one of the other really bad spots. Just a ton of small trees and vines. Probably because a big tree fell and just wiped everything else with it. And there's a bunch of bypasses down and a bunch of mud holes that go around this, but it really needs to be cleared out, but it's not going to be fun. So right up there is the main road, and this is the bypass. It comes down, forks here, forks there. It just weaves all down in these trees. And then there's just mud holes everywhere because this is getting down lower, closer to the creek. And so you just got mud holes everywhere, which knowing people with side-by-sides, they're probably going to drive down here anyway, even if we open the road, because they like to play in mud holes. But we can at least open up the road so there's a good path that doesn't have to tear stuff up. This one's going to be a lot of work though. And we got about an hour and a half of daylight left. Well, we got that one pretty well cleared out. It's not perfect, but it's drivable. Everything else will just kind of break in. It's all a bunch of dead sticks, so it'll break up as a couple people drive through there. We're gonna go on down. We're about out of daylight. If we run across another big one, we'll probably have to save it for later, but if there's not any more, we'll just roll on out around the loop and back up the hill.
We might have 15 minutes left.
We got lights, if they work.
All but one.
Couple pinstripes. There's a lot of low branches in this area. Alright, we found 2 more spots that still need to be cleared, but the sun has just gone down behind the hill, so it's getting late. We're gonna head back and we'll come back another day and clear out. I think that's the only 2 spots left on this road, but we're gonna come back and do those. Otherwise, we're gonna be out here a lot later than we kind of want to be today. So we're headed back up the mountain.
Doesn't seem like it in the video, but we actually do have quite a trek to get back up to the top. And then we have an even longer trek to get back home. So
yeah, we're probably 2 hours from the house at least.
It's you gotta when you're going out, you gotta think about that. You gotta go back. So at some point, you gotta cut your loss and go back home.
So we'll come back. We'll finish up this road. It's a lot better. A couple of the big ones I wanted to get out are out. Luke's on the back. I think. Looks like he's still there. So we're gonna head up the mountain. Well, the truck just died and we got no power. See if a stick whacks something. Maybe we got a wire come loose.
She's on.
Let's check the wires. Maybe a wire came loose on the battery. Hood's popped.
You sure?
Yeah. You fixed it. We're good. I heard the fuel pump kick on. Let's roll, if it'll start. I'm gonna say we got a loose wire.
Think stupid.
Yeah, it kicked off. There's a loose, I bet positive terminal's loose. We're back alive for the time being. I think we just got some wires that need to be snugged up a little bit. We'll see if we make it out of here now. we made it out of there. We're back to the other truck, so we're gonna head home for today. We'll come back another day when we got time and finish clearing out that road, but we're gonna pack it up and call it a day for now.